Welcome to Gifted Guitars. Today we are continuing our work on this New York Skyline guitar. We are building this guitar to raise awareness and funds for the people of New York who are dealing with the COVID-19 crisis. We've already done a bunch of work on the front of the guitar. There's some details that I want to put in here, but before we even do that, I want to get the back of the guitar filled in. And while I'm working on this guitar, if you feel so inclined, there are several links in the description to places where you can donate money to help out organizations that are designed to help the people of New York and the people of the United States. A lot of us have been hit really hard, both emotionally, physically, and financially by this crisis, and so by donating, if you can donate, or sharing this video, if you feel like sharing this video and getting the word out, both of those things will help those in need right now. So I highly encourage you to do that. Also, I linked up with a fundraiser that YouTube is doing. There should be a button down below me or to the side of me, depending on how you're watching this. You can click on that and it'll make it super easy. And I think YouTube might even be matching some of the funds that get donated in that fundraiser as it's going on. If it's not happening, that button won't exist on the video, but while it's there, take advantage of it. It's a great way to maximize your giving to the people that are affected by the pandemic. Okay, let's get right into working on this guitar. The first thing I'm gonna do is work on the sky, and then I will put the buildings in after the fact. So without any more delay, let's paint a guitar. Alright, that actually went a lot better than I expected. I tried a new technique with the stars and I think it looks really, really cool. While we wait for that to dry, I'm gonna transfer all of my design work onto a masking film and cut all of that out so that I can put it on the guitar. So I just checked the paint on the guitar and it is still not ready yet, but this gives me a chance to try a little experiment. I really want to have lights in all of the windows of the buildings. I want there to be something there. It feels too flat and one-dimensional. I thought of all the different ways I could paint each individual window, and while that is my style to do something that ridiculous, I thought I'd save myself some sanity and try this little experiment. What I have here is screen door material. So this is like, you use this on screen doors or screen windows, and it's made up of a bunch of little squares. My plan is, if I mask it all off and then spray white over this, maybe we'll get a cool window grid sort of look to it. So I'm gonna cut off a little bit of this and just do a test while we're waiting for that paint to dry. It's hard to see, but the screen's made up of all these little tiny squares. So hopefully it'll be like masking out each individual square. Let's make a design out of the masking tape. Okay, now I'm gonna spray it and see what happens. I've got a little bit of a pattern, but I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna look right on the actual guitar. I don't know, it's kind of a tough call. I got a lot of time to think about it because the guitar has to dry fully and I have to put several other coats on before I make this decision anyway. But I don't know, it's a little too uniform. I've been doing some thinking about this screen material, and I think what I'm gonna try and do is take some Mod Podge and block out some of the squares so that I get a little more of an irregular pattern with it, and then do another spray test, and if that looks cool, then I might apply it to the guitar. But yeah, I'm gonna do some testing before I put something on the guitar, because the guitar looks good right now. I think it could look better, but I don't want to mess it up at this point. So I'm just going to do this little test with the Mod Podge and Mod Podge a little area and see if I can get it to look more like windows and less like a grid. So I didn't really get it on camera, but the Mod Podge wasn't working, and in a last ditch sort of like bout of frustration, I just put a whole bunch on the whole thing and then lifted it up, and it created this sort of randomization of filled in squares and open squares, which might actually work. So I don't know if it will or not, but I let it dry, and now I'm gonna just test it out, do a quick spray and see if it works. I don't know if it will, but it has potential. And it is a lot easier than the like square by square thing that I was doing before. So let's give it a test run. Let's see what happens. Okay, all right, this is interesting. I like this better. I did a really light spray here and a darker spray here. I don't know, this has potential. I'm gonna cut out a couple strips in the size that I know I'm gonna need, do a set of them with Mod Podge and a set with just glue, let them dry overnight, and then see what kind of patterns I get in the morning, and I don't know, this might be the way that I make the windows light up. Okay, I think I have a technique that's gonna work on this. I do run the risk of ruining the whole guitar, but I want windows on these buildings. I want the little tiny people in the little tiny buildings to be able to look out at the night sky, so I gotta put windows on there. I think I'm gonna start on the front because it's less space that I have to mask out, and that'll give me kind of an idea of how labor intensive this next part's gonna be. Might as well just get started. Okay, so this is the guitar, and then I have this which I've prepared, which has Mod Podge on it, and that really randomized all these squares and made them a little bit less intense, less uniform. Problem is I need to mask off the buildings and I can't see them. I was hoping to mask over the top of this. So what I'm gonna have to do is go in with actual masking tape and mask off all the buildings. Originally I was thinking I could just use the original masking, but that won't work because I have two sets of buildings and they overlap. So this is useless to me. All right, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it. So what I'm gonna do is take the template that I used for the background, put it back on the guitar, take the reverse of the template of the foreground, put it on the guitar, and that should only leave the background buildings exposed. And I'm gonna hit that really lightly with some blue and see if I can bring those buildings back a little bit, because I lost a lot of my definition when I put the windows on. Okay, so that is the back of the guitar. I think it added a little depth to it to have those be blue back there. And now on the front of the guitar, I would like to do a little bit of work on the Statue of Liberty, kind of make it pop a little bit more and make it look like there's water down here. I'm gonna use two different techniques for that. So yeah, let's do it. You might have noticed that I had to try a few different techniques and tries in order to get the water looking the way that I wanted it. I think I landed on something pretty cool, but it does bring up an interesting point. A lot of what I'm doing here is trial and error. I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm just jumping in with both feet and trying it. And a lot of the time, it doesn't work out the way that I had it in my head. Occasionally, I get comments on these videos of people saying, oh, I wish I could do that, but I'm not good at it. I'm not good at art. I'm not good at painting. And I don't think that's the case. I think that anybody can do the stuff that I'm doing here, but you have to be willing to fail because there's a lot of that. There's a lot of error and learning from that and then building upon it. I feel like a lot of people get stopped because they're worried that they're gonna make a mistake, or they're worried that it's not gonna be perfect the first time. And as soon as you let go of that worry, you're able to do a lot more artistic stuff. So I would encourage you, if you don't think that you're good at art or drawing or painting, get some paper and a pencil and try something, look at it critically and go, oh, okay, maybe next time I can do it this way. And just really be comfortable with not being able to do it, but learning from not being able to do it. Because I guarantee you, if you keep at it, you will be able to do this. Because if you really do want to learn to draw or paint or do something artistic, that's the secret. It's being okay with it not being exactly what's in your head, and rolling with it and learning from it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off this little soapbox that I got on here and do the next part of the painting. I want the Statue of Liberty to look like it looks at nighttime, all lit up from below. So I'm gonna pull up a picture of that and I'm gonna spray some of this lighter green onto like a little bowl and just do some paintbrush painting, regular old paintbrush painting, but with the same type of paint that the rest of the guitar is done up in. All right, there we have it. That's the guitar. We've got the Statue of Liberty here with the reflection on the water. It looks pretty cool. Starry night on the back. But there's still a lot of work to do on this guitar. I've got to cover it all in guitar lacquer, and I have to carve out the headstock on the neck, put the whole thing together, and of course, see how it plays. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and really seriously consider donating to one of the various charities that are in the description box. Or if YouTube has the donate button active on this video, make sure you click on that. I post videos like these every single Friday, so if this is something that you're interested in, make sure that you're subscribed and your notifications are turned on so you don't miss a single episode. I'm so grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.